Hey everyone, Matthew Paulson here with MarketBeat. I am going to show you some of the tools that are available to MarketBeat All Access subscribers. MarketBeat All Access is our kind of premium tier subscription that includes my MarketBeat and then MarketBeat Daily Premium or Premium Newsletter and all these research tools as well. So we're just going to go through the list. We have a stock screener so you can find companies by market cap, sector, industry, currency, when they're announcing their earnings, their analyst rating, their price target, the upside of the price target, share price. So if say I want stocks less than 10 bucks, I could do that. My specific P ratio or beta, dividend yield, all that's there for you to find companies that meet your criteria. We've got another screener for ETFs that's available. So if you want to find ETFs that meet criteria that you specify, you can do that. We have a screener for analyst ratings. So if you want to find analyst recommendations that meet specific criteria, or you want to see ratings from a specific analyst, you could find that. So let's say we only want to see ratings from this guy named David Morris at Wells Fargo. I could do that. Just to perform a search, and it will show you all of his ratings. Find ratings for a company. You could see only upgrades. Really any way that you want to slice and dice our database of now 800,000 analyst recommendations. You can use that tool to do that. And interesting tool that not many people use, but some people really like, is that you can get notified when new ratings that meet your criteria come up. So let's say you want ratings from this guy named Thomas Schrader from Stifel. He was our top rated analyst recently, so if you want to see his ratings, I made a saved search. So then whenever a new one of those, a new rating comes out from him, I'll get an email about it through this daily digest feature. We have a screener for dividends. We looked over this in the dividend screen video, so I probably won't go through this in too much detail, but you can find companies with a specific dividend yield or payout ratio, dividend growth, all that good stuff. We have a screener for earnings announcements, so if you want to see when companies are releasing their earnings or find earnings announcements that, say you want to see companies that miss their estimates by 30%, you could do that. Pretty much this is a tool that will let you filter our earnings database. We also have a screener for insider trades. So say we want to see insider buying that has a transaction of at least $100,000. We could do that. And then you can click through right to the SEC website as well. Reload this page. So we have 265,000 insider transactions in our database from the last probably 10 years now. And that list keeps growing, so you can filter this database really just about however you want. We're going to go down the list. These two reports might take a second to load, but we have a, we have reports that show which brokers and which analysts are the most reliable based off their past recommendations. So if we want to see the brokerage that has the best 12-month ROI in their recommendations, right now that's JP Chase. Their analysts have averaged a 122% ROI. So these are companies, these are ratings that have been issued between 1 and 2 years ago. So obviously you need 12 months of data to get a 12-month ROI. So they have done quite well. This list kind of does change every year, so I don't know if you should pay a whole lot of attention to it, but it's good to know that JP Morgan and Goldman and Iberia and Global Equities Research are all doing well. And then we have a column called price target variance, and we want this number to be lower. So this is how close analysts get to their price targets. So this 8 Capital was 12% off on average on the price target, so the lower this is, the better it is. If the company has a very high variance, that just means they're all over the map on their price targets. I mean, sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low, but if the price target variance is low, it means they're right on all the time. We also have a report for individual analysts. So here's that Thomas Schrader. Again, was our top-rated analyst. If you want to see who's doing well, same types of data for individual analysts. You can see that. And then if you really want to see how these numbers were calculated, you can click through and see all of the data that makes up this report for that individual or for the broker. We really want to be transparent in how these ratings are calculated. They're not made up numbers. These are based off actual recommendations and their performance of those recommendations over time. You want to see which stocks have the highest analyst consensus recommendation. You can see those. So this is our list of top rated stocks. This company called Preferred Bank is currently at the top of the list. Typically, to be at the top of the list, you pretty much have to have all buy ratings and some strong buy ratings. So you can see here for PFBC, they've got 4 buy ratings, 2 strong buy ratings. That's usually a good sign. Under top rated stocks, we have a list of trending stocks. So these are the stocks that MarketBeat followers have been adding to their watch list a lot in the last few weeks. And then you can see these are how many times stories about these were viewed on our website recently. So you can see kind of, certainly you expect Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook to be on the list, but let's say we only want to see small cap companies and which small cap companies are making the list. Anavex Life Sciences, that's interesting that 55 of you have added it to their watch list in the last 90 days. So it tells me you guys have a lot of interest in some of these biopharmaceutical companies, Guerin, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. So you can see some data that's proprietary to MarketBeat of what are 600,000 subscribers, what stocks they're following. We also have a list of top-rated dividend stocks, if you like dividend stocks like I do, so which dividend stocks have the highest average analyst recommendation. We have, if you're looking for short ideas, we've got a list of the lowest rated stocks. So these are going to be stocks with a lot of sell and hold ratings. You can check those out. Going to keep going down the list. We have a list of the stocks that have had the most upgrades in the last 90 days. Lululemon, I think. Yeah, we don't have one of these in our community, so I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I'm going to assume it's Lululemon. Athletica, they had 30 upgrades or price target increases in the last 90 days. Then Netflix is also up 26 upgrades in the last 90 days. So, these are typically, that's typically a good sign. Or if you want to see the stocks have been most downgraded, you can do that. Limited brands, L brands have been downgraded 14 times in the last 90 days. Not a good thing. If you want to compare stocks, you can compare companies by a lot of different metrics here on this compare stocks page. I'm going to keep going down. This is the live news feed that's going to load here. So this is the same kind of news that's on my MarketBeat, but you can see news for the entire market if you really wanted to. And this thing automatically refreshes every minute, so you can see all of the news that is coming into our system as it happens. So you can leave this live on a monitor throughout the day. I typically leave it to my stocks so I can see for the companies that I care about the most. It'll include upgrades and downgrades, earnings announcements, dividend announcements, insider trades. If the stock has unusual options activity, that will show up. And then news headlines as well. Day traders really love this report. People that are more kind of long-term position traders don't use it as much. But if you just want to see what the latest thing that's happening right now is, the live news feed is a cool tool. So the idea engine, this is another thing that's unique to MarketBeat. We have a list of stocks that we think are going to do well based off news sentiment. So we take all of the data that we ingest every week, and when good things happen, we give them kind of a +1 or a +2 to the score. And when bad things happen, we take out, we do a -1 or not -2 based off the severity of the news. So this week on Monday, we recommended Lululemon. I'm going to say Lululemon. We recommended it at 122.19, and it went up 1.5%. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, so it's already gone up 1.5% since we recommended it. So then you can see all the different data that went into this calculation. They had a good earnings report. Analysts raised their estimates for the stock. Had an upgrade from Zacks, upgrade from Value Engine. So, kind of the philosophy behind this report is, momentum play is that stocks have good news. People are hearing about the good news. They're going to buy the stock. The price will go up. isn't perfect. Analog devices was up 2.3% today. It's probably not the best. DIX is up 5.2%. Bank of Montreal was up 0.5%. We do include Canadian stocks in this report. And THL Credit was up 1.1%. So some weeks it works really well. Not uncommon for us to see recommendations that are up between 1 and 10%, but it's not perfect. It's done really well the last couple weeks. Here's when it was a miss. Parsley Energy was down 3.8%, a week after the report, and down 8% total. Noble Energy was down. So I probably wouldn't go exclusively by this, but it does seem to, we haven't done a ton of, this report is pretty new to MarketBeat. We haven't handed it to any third-party auditing firms and said, hey, check this out, tell us, if you agree with, our findings. So just be aware of that, and just that these are ideas. A couple weeks ago, we recommended Home Depot. That's been up 2.4%. Typically, the recommendation with these is that you hold them for about a week, and then you sell them because news kind of wears off over time. This was a really fun one that we had that we picked out. I think it's Epizine, biopharmaceutical company. We recommended them at 16 or 15.65, and a week later it was up to 8.6%, and then it went down to 5, being up 5.2%. But the idea is that you should buy these and hold them for a week. But again, they're just stock ideas. But this thing has done pretty well. I'm not picking these stocks. The data is picking these stocks. So just be aware that's out there. And again, it's not perfect, but you might be able to get some good stock ideas out of it. Company profile pages. You've probably seen these before, but if you want to see, you just want to see more information about Apple, you can do that. Right in the company profile pages. If you want to export your data, you can export your watch list on MyMarketBeat, or you can get up to like 6 months of analyst ratings changes, dividend announcements, earnings announcements, insider trades, filter by country, and then you can stick that into Microsoft Excel and do really whatever you want with it. We also have lots of premium reports here. These are only available to our MarketBeat All Access subscribers. We made a big report a while back called the Trader's Guide to Equities Research. That's like 40 pages long. Has a whole bunch of information about making trades using analyst recommendations. We showed our top-rated stocks or analysts and brokerages. You can see recent upgrades from our top-rated brokers. So, the brokers that have their 4- and 5-star ratings here, their recent upgrades and downgrades, you can see that. We've looked at our top-rated stocks, our lowest-rated stocks, our top-rated dividend stocks. We looked at the most upgraded and most downgraded stocks, and then we've got a list of stocks with the most insider buying and insider selling. So if you see that 7 different insiders are buying company stock, that might be an interesting data point to look at as a buying opportunity. And then we've got a whole bunch more reports down here that we make. These reports are available to anybody that click on the slideshows link down here at the bottom. But if I wanted to make sure that all access subscribers could see them easily. So if we want to see which brokerages have the highest recommendations, you can see that. Say top 15 rated technology stocks. All of these reports are updated in real time. People complain to me that they aren't updated often enough, but the reality is every time you load the page, it's updated with fresh information from our database. So those are updated. So those are kind of the all-access research tools. They're out there if you want to play with them. And if you're interested in MarketBeat All Access, just go to the products menu, click on MarketBeat All Access, and then you can see a landing page here. The sales page that we have for it, and click the buy button and fill out the form, and then you could be a MarketBeat All Access subscriber as well. Base price is $40 a month. It's not uncommon that we run a discount on it, half price for the first year. If you want that discount, send us an email. We'll be happy to extend that to you as well. So that's MarketBeat All Access. Feel free to play with any of these tools. Hopefully you all find them helpful.